Well, I know we got a lot to cover. Why don't we get started and then whatever we need to vote on, we can wait till the end.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to share the screen. Hold on one second. Well, sorry. All right, having a problem here. Had it up earlier and I can't get it back. Here we go. Okay, can everybody see the slideshow or no?
Yep.
Okay, great. So finally. So tonight we have administrative actions, approval of the meeting minutes from October 15th. And then just wanted to share with you the revised SBC roster and our a response back from MSBA, as well as a budget update. Then we have some project updates for regarding procurement, ground improvements, construction, and then we have a design presentation tonight by RDA for the color palette for the school, and then an update on the electrical conduits for future solar canopies. We'll talk a little bit about schedule update, construction project, and SBC meeting schedule as well. First up is the motion to approve minutes from the SBC meeting held on October 15th, 2025. Do we want to post these later? Because I don't think we still have, oh, well, we might have
No.
a,
Do we
let
have a
me
quorum?
check real quick because I think we may have enough. I think we're still one shy. We'll come back to this. Um, Next is our Pickering SBC roster. It was submitted to MSBA and we just received that back from MSBA approved. And actually, we now have a quorum. So if we want to jump back quickly and approve the meeting minutes from October
Do you want to
15th.
do you want to call the roll to
Yes, Mayor Nicholson,
present?
Mr. Bennett,
Present.
um, Member Castellanos, Mr. Bertino, Counselor Chakutis, Ms. Cohen,
Present.
Mr. Donovan,
Present.
Ms. Drago,
Present.
Mr. Duffy,
Present.
Member Gately,
Present.
Ms. Gerardo, Mr. Kolokitis, Counselor LaPierre, Mr. Makua, Mr. Minion, Mr. Marlin. I thought I saw him on.
Present.
Mayor McGee, Counselor Meany, Miss Miller,
Present.
Miss Philbrook,
Present.
Mr. Ridley.
Present.
Okay. I think everybody noted present, but do do we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from SBC meeting October
to approve.
15th, 2025?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
okay, thank you. And again, our revised SBC roster was approved. In terms of our project budget status report, you should have received the OPM monthly report where you'll see these in a larger format. But we have committed 88% of our revised budget to date and expended 27%. And construction is about 25% complete at this point. Our cash flow, we expect it to be a lot further along than we are now. For next month, I'm going to do a full revision of the cash flow so that we're not showing such a great delta between the projected and the actual. And we'll redistribute it over the length of time of the new schedule. So you won't see such a big delta next month. We do have the final GMP in and submitted. I know that it's been circulating for signatures, but also I believe that Consigli owes the city a letter or a response to a letter from Councilor Markopoulos in regards to reservation of rights. So hopefully we'll have that wrapped up soon so that we can submit our PFA bid amendment to MSBA and have everything fully bought out. With that, I think I'll turn it over to Brandon. Are you going to give the update for Consigli?
I can do that. Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So this slide here is showing ground improvements. So a massive success for us on the projects that ground improvements are now complete. And as of a little over a week ago, Keller has demobilized all of their equipment off site, giving us the ability to really get in and finish our prep for foundations and knock out foundations ahead of structural steel. So a lot of hard work went into that, but it's great to see that equipment now off site and that kind of phase behind us so we can keep moving forward. These are a couple photos of, on the right is that jet grout rig being demobilized. Like I said, that's now completely off site. On the left side, we had cut out the working platform that all that jet grout was installed at, brought it back down to the platform elevation needed to install the handful of rigid inclusions and EQ drains that we had left off that was in that jet grout area that we hadn't done during that initial mobilization. So that since got completed as well. So both the rigs in both these photos are now off site, which, like I said before, is fantastic for us. This is a look into the northeast corner of the building footprint where you can see a lot of high wall installation ongoing. I believe everything in this photo has now since been stripped. The formwork is down. We've made some great progress on this high wall footing. In the near side of the photo, you can still see what we did in one of the original moves was that elevator pit. So that's kind of blocked off to keep it protected, but that's been done as well. On the left here is a more zoomed in shot of that high wall. That one of the photo before it had formwork on it still, but this shows what will be an exposed areaway wall. So that has a form liner on the inside. So it's a more architectural look to that exposed concrete. So that's been stripped and complete. That's on the north side of the building. And then on the photo on the right here is just an example of an interior spread footing. There's a whole lot of these going in. That'll be kind of what we tackle on our way out of the building is on the west side of the site that I'll show you a little bit more when we see a drone shot to kind of show you the sequence that we're working our foundations in. We've also mobilized with the waterproofer. So we've completed the waterproofing on the east side of the high wall between the sheet piles and the backside of that foundation wall. This has been done. The rep for the manufacturer of the product has come out, inspected. We're getting us get us a report, but they were happy with the install. This allows us to get our drainage mat in, put our insulation in, and then actually start backfilling, which is another great step for us. This drone shot took place in the middle of last week, shows all that high wall work done kind of on the bottom of this photo on the east side of the building. You can see the blue a little bit on the bottom side of that wall. That's that waterproofing I mentioned. We are working east to west, so towards the existing school, like I said. You can see the prep for footing near that excavator. We've now continued to dig and put in more of that LTP layer. So we're going to be finishing up our high walls over the next few weeks. You'll see some crane work happening, I believe the week after next. That you'll see that crane back out, setting more form work to do the rest of the high walls as we work out the rest of the concrete for to be done mid to end December to be ready for steel. There's another drone shot from the southeast side of the site, so you can see again all that progress with the foundation. We've also done some underground work in the parking lot to install conduits to the light pole bases and such, so that we can be ready to do our paving before the plants close here. We're tracking right after Thanksgiving now to get that in, to get our binder course in, so we can have a clean laydown that's easy to take care of during the winter, and get in for the rest of the trays going to be coming in.
Recording in progress.
We had a great site visit with the carpentry students from Lynn Tech. So something we've been working behind the scenes with the principal and guidance counselor there. So last Friday they came out. I think we had about 40 kids, some fantastic questions. They had a chance to speak to a couple folks, our team, the left field team, as well as some carpenters on site doing concrete work. So I think it was great for them. We'll continue to do that. Our next one is going to be in January with the metal fabrication kids. Once we get structural steel out there, and they can we'll do the same thing, get a chance to talk to an iron worker, kind of see what their path was, what life was like to get to where they are. So I think that was great.
Okay, I'm going to transfer over to RDA slides for the presentation.
Lynn, did Mike Donovan have his hand up?
I'm sorry. I'm not sure. Hold on. I will.
I did. I just wanted to report that Amendment 11 will be sent out probably by the end of business day tomorrow. That's all. That we received the document that the city requested from Consigli.
Excellent. Jean, can you see the slides?
I can, yes. So we've well, with me tonight is Steve Lamoth, who's the lead designer on the project for us, and he was also responsible for the Thurgood Marshall School as well as many others. So he's been working with our interior design professional and myself, other people in the office, going through the color palette for the school. So there's about 60 slides. I'm going to try to go through them fairly briskly because I'm sure people don't want to be listening to this for an hour. And I'll probably go through the whole thing, and then if people have comments, we can certainly take comments and either answer questions or react to them at the next building committee meeting. So you've seen this. This was about a year ago. It's December 2024. We were talking about the exterior of the building, and we made a conscious effort to have a neutral color palette and not have something bright and kind of overwhelming for the neighborhood. If you go to the next slide, Lynn, if you can recall from these exterior images or the floor plans, the site lended itself to have an L-shaped upper 3 levels, but we have these corners that we didn't want to have a big pointy prow on, so we curved the corners that kind of overlook Flax Pond. So The outside is fairly neutral, as I said. The inside, we have all the or most of the learning spaces around the perimeter of the building with windows and natural light. And we have these, what we're calling, for lack of a better description, these cores in the middle of the building. And what we decided to do was try to keep most of the hallways neutral, which you'll see in the slides as far as wall finishes. But then on these cores, to really emphasize that there are different cores. We have a 5-story building, and by using different colors, we'll be able to help people, I'm going to say, navigate the building. Obviously, they'll know where they're going after they've been in a while, but we're trying to break down this big building to smaller pieces. So these are the first 2 floor plans, and you can see that we have these different cores inside the building. You can also see these red semicircles. We don't have a lot of sharp corners. We've rounded the inside cores just like we rounded kind of the prow overlooking Flax Pond. So next slide. So we're going to show you a lot of interior views, but we have tile wainscoting, and on the right side you can see this might be the green core, and we have a tile pattern that goes up about 6 feet, so it's very durable. Then there's a painted drywall above that. This happens to be the elevator core on the right side. And then on the left side, we have these toilet cores that stack on the upper 3 floors. And not only that core, but the wall at the back is just a neutral tile color palette. The floors we've kept neutral also, because we're really trying to emphasize these interior cores and having different ones on different floors so people kind of have their own identity and kind of know where they are. But you can see the rounded corners on the left and right in this picture. Go to the next one, Lynn. So we, for all these different cores, I'm going to say that word a lot tonight, we have different patterns of tile, and we're making use of a narrow, tall ceramic tile, and we're putting it in different patterns. Each kind of color here is made up of, I don't know, 3, 4 different tiles so that it has some texture to it. And they're tall and narrow so that they can go around those corners easily, and not, well, just so they can go around the corners and just be a uniform round shape. We started with that idea of having different colored cores on different floors, and what we've received all the submittals of finished materials from Consigli, and we always have to start out with what the flooring palette is going to be. So along the bottom, going left to right, we have rubber floor tiles, which are very durable, pretty thick, and should last for years and years. It's a marbleized pattern, and they come in these different colors. From there, the second row going left to right are the blends of ceramic tiles. And again, we have the tiles from the tile subcontractors, so we're picking out very specific ones that we know are going to be installed. Once we have the ceramic tiles kind of working with the floor colors, it's easy to pick a paint color, which are the numbers 1 through 8 in the middle row there. And as you get to the next row up, there's a square on the left that's cherry. All the doors are going to have cherry. They're going to be wood cherry veneer, just like at Thurgood Marshall. Painted metal frames. If we have cabinets, they're going to be plastic laminate, which again is durable and comes in many patterns. So it's going to match the doors. And then there's synthetic cork tack boards, and there's Corian is a brand name, but solid surface window sills and tops on all the counters. So everything here is very durable. And then finally, when we'll show you some images of the extended learning spaces on the upper 3 floors. And we have metal ceiling that we'll paint in 3 shades of color. So this is the first floor plan on the left side. The entrance is highlighted there with the big blue triangle. And what I wanted to do was just take you into the first floor and show you how these colors we see how they're working. So Lynn, you could go to the next slide. When you come in, there are 2 vestibules that you have to go through. So you'll come in the front door, and where that red circle is, you won't be able to go any further. There'll be a window on the left that connects to a person in the main office who can credential you, make sure everything's okay, and they can buzz you through the second pair of doors to where that dashed arrow going either left or right. You cannot go through the third set and into the building. You have to either go into the main office to the left, or if it's a visitor to some of the clinical professionals, they could be buzzed into the office suite on the right. So if you go to the next slide, Lynn, you'll get a sense for, we have full height ceramic tile in these vestibules. You just come in the front door and you cannot go any further to the right. You have to check in at the main desk. And then assuming everything's okay, you go through the next door and into the office or the clinical professional suite. The ceiling in this, Lynn, I don't know if you can go back. It looks like a wood ceiling, but they're actually metal planks that look like cherry to go with the doors. It's a product that, again, we installed. We use it quite a bit, but we used it at Thurgood Marshall, if anyone's familiar with that. So Lynn, then you can go to the next. You're going to see a lot of these blackboards, and I'm not going to go through every one in detail, but on the left side, going up and down, in the vestibules, there's a wall-to-wall roll-up mat to knock dirt off your feet before you get into the school. We have that full height kind of neutral tile pattern, and then at the top,
What do you need me to do?
those linear metal planks. I guess the stairs are on the right. We don't have any images of the stairwells, but they'll be very similar to what we did at Thurgood Marshall, which is ground face concrete block on the walls, very durable, stainless steel handrails that you don't have to worry about repainting, and rubber flooring, treads and risers. You could go to the next one, Lynn. Oh my. So I'm not going to go crazy on all these, but when each color core has, kind of the same color. It could be a green core, it could be a yellow core, purple core, but the rooms that come off like classrooms or offices, we don't want we don't want to go crazy where everything's the same color. So we have a bunch of accent colors, which are numbered, 3 through 6 as you go left to right. And you'll just see that as a theme that when you step off the hallways, we try to put a little color in each of the rooms, whether it's an office or a classroom. So you're in the main office on the right side. You're looking at someone in the first vestibule getting credentialed. The main office has a great view to the outside. They have a great control over the vestibules. And on the left side, they even have windows that look out into the main lobby. The wall on the left is green, so that's an example of one of the accent colors where we'll try to bring some color into all these spaces. You could go to the next one, Lynn. We won't spend a lot of time on this, but if you had come in, not to the office, but the clinical professional suite, it's pretty much, there's a little waiting area at the end where the teal color is, and then it's a hallway with a number of offices off it. but you can see on the right side the solid surface top and black backsplash, the cherry doors, the cabinets that are above that printer there are plastic laminate. So these are all like well-tested materials. If you were buzzed in, the door to the main office, from the vestibule, the door to the main office is on the left. But if you proceed straight, you're coming into the main lobby. And for this, we thought that the most appropriate kind of calming color was to use blue. So this core in the main lobby is going to be blue. Straight ahead, you can see what looks like a wood wall. It's made up of acoustic paneling so that we can absorb sound because there'll be a lot of action going on in the lobby. You can go to the next one, Lynn.
That's okay.
Oh boy. Okay. So probably the most important thing here is on the lower left. Everything that you're going to see on the floor or this learning stair, which is this big open stairway that people can sit on. Everything there is made of terrazzo, which is a kind of a ground stone.
Hard lessons to learn. Hard lessons to learn.
It's what we used on the
Yeah.
first floor at Thurgood Marshall, and it's almost impossible to damage. So Lynn, I'll let you just go on to the next slide. So we have the blue blend on the tile, which there's a recess monitor, where we just had the Pickering Middle School logo. This learning stair, all those blue seats, the white stairs are all terrazzo, and everything on the left, that wood wall, it's an accent wall, but that's all acoustic paneling. Lynn, you can go to the next one. So this is another view of it. That's at the learning stair. So it's a 2-story high space in the lobby. There's a big skylight. And on the kind of the right side, you can see the neutral wall tile. But then between that and the stair, you're looking down the hallway toward the cafeteria. The planks, I don't know if you remember, but when we have one of these colorful cores, in this case a blue core, we're using a lot of blue, but the ceilings we didn't want just to be one tone of blue and have it be fairly uninteresting. So these metal planks will all be painted in a series of kind of 3 different blues, and when we get to a green core, there'll be 3 different hues of green. But this is the upper floor, upper lobby. So you're up, everything you're looking at, the neutral colors on the floors, that this is all terrazzo. So all the walking surfaces in the public areas on the first and second floor are this terrazzo. You can go back to the next one, Lynn. You can see you're up, you've reached the top of the learning stair. You could go down to the first floor, or either way, left or right. You could head down a corridor, and you can see wall tiles, blue on the colorful core, and neutral tiles to the left there. You can go to the next, Lynn. So where the word lobby is in red, that's where we were just standing, and we were looking down both those corridors. And there's not a lot to see here. It's going to be very repetitive, which is actually good for the city because we're using the same materials over and over again as far as having to maintain them. And I'll go to the next slide. So where we were standing at the top of the learning stair, which is on the left, there's windows that look down into the cafeteria. And if you went down the hallway where those kids are, there's windows that also look down into the gymnasium. And what everyone is walking on is terrazzo. And, like I say, all the tile on the wall you're seeing goes up 6 feet. So everything you can kind of touch is very, very durable. You can go to the next, Lynn. So I just wanted to point out the next two slides are going to be a view into the cafeteria from the second floor, and then a view into the gymnasium. So you can slide. This is what you'd see if you came up to the top of the learning stairs and you just look straight ahead. You'd be you're in this kind of upper lobby area, and then if you go to the next one, if you approach those windows, you'd be looking down into the cafeteria. And then if you go to the next slide, Lynn, and you're further down the hallway, you'd be looking down into the gymnasium. So the gymnasium, we will work with the district as far as what color game lines are and how they want them arranged, but it's a maple floor. There are blue plastic bleachers you can see on the left side, and the blue band that goes around the edge is all, it's either going to be a cherry door that looks like wood, or it's going to be a full height wall pad. So Lynn, I guess we can go to the next slide. Really, there's the wall pads of vinyl.
What happened? No.
The bleachers are hard plastic, like Thurgood Marshall. It gets very repetitive, so I won't spend a lot of time on these. But this is the gym when it's kind of being used as a gymnasium. And above the blue wall pads, there's another kind of, it's not bright white, but it's a white band that goes around the edge. And that's all cement panel, acoustic panels. So they're very rugged, but we have acoustic ceiling tiles in the ceiling. We have those on the wall. So the idea is that we don't want a lot of sound bouncing around. We want to be able to hear ourselves talk when we're in the gym. And on the left side, you can see we pulled out a few of the bleachers, which you'd use in game mode. You can go to the next slide, Lynn. But there's a huge stack of bleachers that go up that whole wall. And you can see where we wrote the word corridor. That's that second floor corridor where we were looking down to the gym before. So this is it if you're playing a full court basketball game. And then you can go to the next one. There's a drop down curtain that will divide it into two sections. If you have two sections of phys ed, and if you go to the next slide from the same area, the gym, we don't have a stage in the cafeteria. We use the gym and put a lot of bleacher seating and then room for floor seating. There'd be a portable platform, which is that black rectangle on the right side. There's a projection screen that would come down. There's a very heavy duty projector kind of over by the corridor windows, and up in the ceiling, those black rectangles, for lack of a better word, are all the theatrical lighting. So we're using the gym as the large performance space in the school. And that's why we have so many bleachers. When we get into the cafeteria, we again use perforated wood acoustic panels. We have some accent colors. In this case, we've been showing green. We have ceramic tile that goes around all the surfaces that someone can touch. And we have a fairly neutral floor pattern. And we have a fairly neutral ceiling too, except I don't know, we had talked at one point about trying to, refer to the hydraulic connection between Sluice Pond and Flax Pond. So we have kind of this Milky Way sort of thing, kind of streaming through the cafeteria. All those colorful circles are the lighting fixtures. The kitchen's on the left side. It's got a roll-up grill that'll come down when the cafeteria is being, used for something else besides the kitchen. And if you go back one more, Lynn, if you're looking back toward, no, you can go to the next one. If you're looking back toward the lobby, we also have roll down screen here, and there's a projector here so that the calf can be used for more than just eating. It could be used for smaller presentations. On the right side, oh, it's hard to see behind the column, but see, if you see the word lobby, to the right of that is a folding partition. And that's, I mean, it's tall and it's long. And it can be opened. And if you do open it, you'll have just a big, huge space between the gymnasium and the cafeteria. So for a big, I don't know, community event of some point, some part, you have the cafeteria option, you have the gymnasium option, or you could combine both rooms into a large open space. So when we get, I'm going to stay on this for 2 seconds, Lynn, but when we get to the upper floors, anytime you see the letters ELS, it stands for Extended Learning Space. And what it is pretty much corridor space it's not enclosed, I'll put it that way. The corridor just kind of expands into this open space where group projects or pull-out services could be provided. And we'll show you pictures of those, but those are all the color cores. The media center's on the 3rd floor, and these windows are looking out over the parking lot, over the Flax Pond. We have, again, the theme of circles and arcs. We have soffits, and please don't react to the colors. This is all about color, how we want to organize things. So we'll pick out, colors that are soothing and appropriate. But we have these colored soffits, painted gypsum, and we have acoustic ceiling tile up in them. So we're trying to pull all the colorful core colors into the media center because it's a community space. And Lynn, you can go to the next slide. Just to remind people that the media center, we just showed you the big room, kind of where the word media is, but there are walls that open up because those 2 classrooms above it, one's a computer lab and one's a maker space. So the media center kind of really flows and does a lot of different things. And we're pulling the different colors in. The media center is carpeted, so you can see the pattern that we're kind of a neutral, but a little bit of green in that we're proposing. We're showing a lot of bookcases, but this is just generic. We really we have a big open space. Any of the furniture you're seeing has not been purchased. It's not even under, contract. So we still have a lot of work to do with the school department as far as fine tuning what goes into this space. You can go into the next one. So when you get to the colorful cores, this happens to be a green core. It's an extended learning space, so you can see it's taking advantage of the corridor space and then widening it. On the right side, there's a skylight that comes down through the top 3 floors, but there are no floor openings. The shaft is always enclosed by full height glass, so there's not sound transmission or anyone throwing things down a light well. But this is all rubber flooring at this point. You can see the green ceiling, all the metal tracks are different shades of green, so that it has a little more texture. On the right side, it's not easy to see, but there's a man with a brown jacket, and to his to the left are banks of lockers, and you can see anything around the perimeter of this space is the neutral tile pattern. And I'm sorry, something else popped up on my screen. But then anything around the perimeter is the neutral tile pattern, and the green tile pattern is on the green core. But each of these classrooms now when you walk in the door, it's all rubber tile, but we're proposing that we use different colors to denote the different classrooms. So you might look in a classroom and you see an orange floor, or you might see a blue floor or an orange floor. So again, we're just trying to break down the big space. We trying to use all these same colors, and this is just another view of one of these core areas. So when you look into a classroom, again, this maybe we use the purple tile, here, but when you do look in, you'll see the teaching wall has got an accent color, and the floor will also have an accent color, which is meant to draw attention, to the activities going on the teaching wall. And if you go to the next slide, it's kind of redundant. So when you get into the classroom, you get the teaching wall on the left, another accent wall on the right. And we think that's, fairly simple way to give each classroom its own kind of color identity. And Lynn, I think there's the next slide. This is just looking back, but the hallway door is on the left and the door on the right was to the next classroom. Then the final thing is we have these toilet rooms that have girls, boys, and staff bathrooms in them. They're on the left here, and they're shown with the neutral tile. And if you look at the next slide, where it says boys, girls, staff, that kind of shape that's above there, boys and girls on the right side, and then there's 3 staff bathrooms that kind of stack up and down on the left side. We do make use of some glass tile that's colored. In this case, I don't know if it will be the final colors, but girls we've shown in purple and boys in orange. And we use these at Thurgood Marshall pretty effectively. They're just shiny and bright and different. So if you were looking towards entering one of the bathrooms, there is a built-in desk because the school will have monitors at all the bathrooms, or at least the ability to have a monitor there. But if you're a girl, you go in to the purple, take a left. If you're a boy, you go in and take a right, and the orange tile would tell you kind of where you are. So that was a lot of talking, and I'll just stop there. Happy to answer any questions or take any.
Lorraine,
comments.
you have your hand up?
Yeah, Jean, I didn't see the locker rooms.
Yeah, we didn't. The locker rooms are going to be epoxy floor. There will be colored lockers, Lorraine, but we didn't do a lot of visual work in there. But did you have thoughts on them?
I just wanted to see the size.
Oh, well, we
Like-
could go back to the first floor plan. But I think it would be like, one of the first.
Yeah, like where, oops.
Thank you for your patience, Lynn. There we go. I don't know if you can blow it up. Lorraine, see where the white lettering says black box?
Yep.
Yeah, so the next classroom to the left with the orange stripe is the drama classroom. And then to the left, and then to its left are the PE locker rooms for boys, girls, and then there's separate changing rooms and showers.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So they'd come out and they'd go around the corner into the gym. They're fairly close to the gym.
Yep. Okay, doke.
Brendan?
Hi, Gene.
Brendan.
So I'm not going to comment on the colors, but just if you go back to the few slides, sorry, Lynn, to make go all the way back. my comment is kind of like that tile, how you have that pattern going in.
Yeah.
It's just something about that. It just seems like it's really busy with all the different accent colors that you have. Um,
I'm not sure which slide you want me
if you
to.
go back to the corridor with the bathrooms, and you have like the green, I think, and then the purple, and then the field. It just, I don't know if it's like if it's the rendering, but everything kind of seems like it's really busy, and then it kind of clashes a little bit to me. I think it's maybe the last slide, probably.
Oh, the orange and purple slide.
Yeah.
This one? This slide?
Yeah, there was another one with the corridor. It's a different angle.
Maybe two slides before it went one. There you go.
Yeah, so this one. So it's like this tan, which is like your field color, and then you have the beige color on top. And then you have over here that in my screen it looks kind of pinkish and purplish
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
bottom. And I
yeah.
just think with you have all of these kind of just the concept because I feel like you have it everywhere throughout the building that it just kind of gets really busy and kind of takes away and doesn't there's really not an accent wall because it's kind of my eyes go into everything. So that's
Mm,
kind of my comment. And then also the cherry wood that we're using throughout. I know you mentioned that you're using that because of Thurgood Marshall, but it just seems to me kind of dark and dated. I think it's successful in the cafeteria views and I think it might be just because of the volume and the white there. But those are just like my few comments, and I know you're going to refine the colors throughout, but those are just kind of my initial comments, and it kind of goes throughout the entire building.
thank you. Thank you. Let us think about that and get back to you on it.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions? Okay, we'll be coming back to this later on as furniture gets selected and everything gets solidified. So you'll have a chance to see it again. I'm going to put the presentation back up. So we've talked a couple of times about putting in empty conduit to the parking lot area for future solar. And while that initial investment for the conduit was only around 55,000, as we looked at it and thought more about it, because of the soil conditions in this area being unsuitable and not soils that we want to disturb very much because of the debris and contaminants in it below the parking surface area. We thought that given how we've stretched and exceeded our budget anyway on construction, that it would be highly unlikely that later on we would be able to put the solar canopies in. So we're just reporting back that it is our collective team's recommendation that we not pursue this any further. If should in the future you want to do it, it's still pretty simple to run a conduit over. The major issue is going to be supporting canopies and dealing with the contaminated soils and stuff. So at this point, it's our recommendation not to spend any money in that direction given where we are with the overall budget. I don't know if anybody has any comments in regards to that, but again, like I said, that is the project team's recommendation.
Lynn, do you need a motion on that, or it just is, it just goes the way it just goes away?
Unless there's some strong opinion, or if about still trying to pursue move forward with it. I think, I mean, I guess maybe let's take a vote on if everybody's okay with that. And then we can just put the issue to bed altogether.
All right, so I would make a motion to support the recommendation of the team. Is that?
That's good. Thank you. I'll do a roll call. Is that good? Or do we would just want to say yes or no?
I mean,
I think a voice vote
yeah.
would be fine.
What's that, Rich?
I think a voice vote would be fine unless it sounds like it's close.
Sure, we'll do a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you. Just in terms of the overall construction schedule, we are looking to complete all the foundation work by December 5th and start steel erection by December 22nd. I don't know, Brandon, if you have anything else to add to that. I know we've been going through a series of inspections up in Canada of the steel. And they're going to start trucking in a few weeks.
Yeah, all the steel is sitting there essentially waiting for us, except for the very end run that we won't need until the spring that they're starting to make now. But yeah, we're gonna get some steel down here beginning of December. And then, like it says here, December 22nd, big crane shows up on site, and we get that put together and then start flying some steel.
Okay, thank you. And then in terms of our overall schedule, we're still targeting a mid-year move for with the school opening of January 3rd. Nothing has changed there from the last time we spoke. And then in terms of the SBC meetings, our next few SBC meetings are December 17th, January 14th, and February 18th. And I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments at this time.
All right, thank you, everyone. It's great news that we're so far along in the ground and that vertical construction starts so soon. Thanks for all the hard work that went into that presentation. If folks have other thoughts that they think of, don't hesitate to reach out. I know the city will be continuing to talk to RDA on that. And I just want to note that I was very glad to see the tech students on site. I think that's a great opportunity.
Well,
So.
it's nice to see them.
And as always, thank you so much to the Pickering School Building Committee for your incredible dedication. We're making incredible progress, so we appreciate all your help.
Motion.
All right, so you further.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Important.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, thanks everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.